kind of the beginning questions would be more directly about you, so be kind of generalized.
Yeah, sure.
A little farther in depth.
I play piano and sing for a living, and it's all based on the piano, and then we add strings, brass and drums and guitars. It's kind of poppy. It's classical. It dips a little into art world, I guess, and.
Kind of talk about how you got started playing live music and stuff like that.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. It sort of developed. I've been playing like ever since childhood, and just did a lot of classical growing up. And then in college, played in a band, and kind of got comfortable with that in my college town in Louisiana, and started experimenting with just what that looked like, and did some touring with that band and got a little more comfortable in a live setting. And then I decided to move to Nashville when I graduated, and just kind of gave myself a couple years to say, okay, this isn't going to work, just see now, and immediately started playing out and trying to get shows and to build it there, and now we're able to tour the country, which is awesome. So you didn't start out when you have a degree in music, right? I have a degree in composition.
Composition. So, you weren't trying to play like live music originally, right? Or
I just never knew what it looked like. I mean, I love to play, I love to sing. I'm not like this natural entertainer, so it was more like I love to write. That's my number one passion. So I went to school for that, to maybe get into film eventually and score for pictures and stuff. So, but I love rock bands and singer-songwriters. I love it all. So I was just going to try to sort of mesh it all together for a little while and see what worked.
And so you bring in a lot of your composition skills into your own music, and that I've read that you arrange all the string parts on all your records, right?
I do.
You arrange everything, right?
Everything, yeah.
Everything. And how daunting of a task is that? I mean, do you just have friends that you trust that'll do what you say?
I do now. I mean, that first project, I did an EP about 2 years ago, and I definitely had some help with the producer I was working with at the time, and he sort of guided some stuff with drums. That was an area I wasn't too familiar with, so. But anything melodic, was just an absolute joy, like, to piece that all together, so. I don't know, like, the new record I'm getting ready to do is another level of that, so it's even more going on, and I'm just enjoying
the progression.
Stages. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, speaking of progression, there is both your EP and your full length that just came out. You want to say the name of it?
Yeah, the full length is Heal for the Honey, and the EP is Fresh Pair of Eyes.
And there's a distinct difference between the two. There feels like there's more. You tried some new stuff. Kind of talked about, what you set out to do a little differently on Heal for the Honey.
I think Heal for the Honey, I wanted it to be a little reminiscent of the EP, but I wanted that to feel more like an album, as opposed to the EP. It's just 6 songs on their own.
Yeah.
This had more of a running theme. I was definitely in a different place personally, so the lyrical content's a little darker and a little more introspective, and I wanted to get more familiar with choirs and brass and try to push that a little. So
a little bit. It sounds like you have a little bit more rock in it too. Like there
is a little bit
that have a little bit more.
Tempo. And I think that's because I had been playing out so much the year before, so I was kind of bored with just where it was a year before. So
have some fun.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're talking about lyrics and writing lyrics. Now you're a believer, right?
Yes, I am.
And do you intentionally try to kind of keep that subversive, or do you just kind of write, and if it ever comes out, it comes out?
Yeah, I've really tried not to make that into this sort of like controversial thing, which I think too many artists are doing. It is what it is. I'm a believer, and that obviously is going to bleed into my work.
Yeah.
And I try to write about what I know and what's going on, and a lot of that goes hand in hand with Christianity because of my relationship. So, I mean, that will always be such an active part of it. So, genre, cross-genre, bridge, whatever. It is what it is. So,
do you think that affects you as an artist, as far as like the way you perform, the type of shows that you play, and anything like that? Do you see that you kind of approach things a little differently, or?
I feel that a lot. I mean, I have so many friends that are touring so much, and you start to see sort of the downfall of a lot of their personal lives and what's going on, and I just view that as a real. It could be like you're crossing your crown all at the same time, so you just have to daily stay in it, pray, and otherwise.
We had cars yesterday.
Oh, okay,
every
cool.
couple of minutes we were having to move out of the way of cars, so
Nice,
that's the first motorcycle.
Cool,
so,
that's
yeah.
great. Anyway, yeah, I definitely feel like I approach it differently because I have that in the forefront of my mind. Like, the fact that I'm doing live music is so far above and beyond what I expected. Because, like I said, I'm shy by nature. I'm not this stage hog, you know? So that's every night. I mean, I rely on that, you know, with the Lord and the strength to get through it. And I think that's why I approach it different, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Now, Portal Magazine, which is an online
Troll, yeah.
Troll.
Yeah.
I always say Portal. I don't
it's
know.
cool.
Troll.
Makes sense.
They named you #1 faith-based album of the year.
They did,
right?
yeah.
How did they approach you about that, or did it just kind of pop up on the internet one day?
I think they originally got it from my publicist. He does a full servicing, and I guess that's how they got it. But we'd never spoken or anything. That just
so they didn't let you know. You just kind of found out one day.
I think they sent us like the link, like emailed or something, but that was it. So.
Have you read that? Have you read those guys?
Yeah. No, I have. Like it was, incredible.
Yeah, we went through that list and just that's how actually you had a free iTunes thing, right? You had one of your singles.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the EP for free still on my website.
For Heal for the Honey, though, I think.
For Heal for the Honey.
Something popped up.
We did. Yeah, there was a free. Yeah, that's right.
Kind of, what is your feeling about like the modern age of music, the kind of digital age? It gets talked about a lot here, as far as like using MySpace instead of putting posters up and using, having stuff. Your full length is not readily available, but you can find it most anywhere digitally, right?
Digitally you can, and that is due largely in part to, from a financial perspective, I'm so independent still. We have zero label support. I put everything out through my own label, so in order to tour, I mean, it made sense to make it available digital. Just physical copies are definitely harder to come by. You can always get them at a show, or I'll mail it to you. But that's picking up now. I mean, we've got a web store that we're launching, and there's a handful of indie stores that are carrying it. Not a ton, but it's cool. I mean, I like the digital side for that reason, but I feel like, I don't know, I think it's just so much information. It's such an overload. I don't know that anybody has like a favorite band anymore. It's just too much.
Favorite group of bands.
Yeah, so it's just more the sense of, I think that's where your writing comes into play. It's even more crucial now to be like a good writer, because you gotta try to, it shouldn't be a trying, you write what you write. Some's gonna rise to the top, some's not, and
just stand out.
You just do your thing, and it can get to be this continuum thing where you're not gonna win. So go into it with realistic goals, enjoy what happens, that's it.
So like, who's some of the people that stand out for you? Who's like top your playlist, constant,
I've been like a devout fan of Anthony and the Johnsons. Sorry. I'm losing my voice.
It's the motorcycles.
Oh, it's bad.
That'd be rough if you lost your voice during the interview and then
That's what I'm a little worried about, actually.
We'll wrap up.
He's my favorite. So.
He's your favorite, yeah. Well, one last thing, we'll close up. What's like your favorite memory from the last year as far as like what you're doing right now? Like what are you going into 2009 just going riding on that?
I mean, we've had some great tours, so just more of that.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I'll let you finish coughing.
Well, I'm losing it here. I'm so sorry.
It might be where we're standing. Thank you for talking to us, and good luck at the show.
Thank you so much.
All right.